Hi, my dear students. I am Miss M. Yamuna, Assistant Professor of English. I am working in Shri Sharada Niketan College of Science for Women, Karur. Today we are going to see about the paper Translation, Theory and Practice. Actually, I am very glad to taking this paper today because through translation we can learn other language books and its values. Today, we are going to learn about the translation, definitions of translation, and its types. Okay, what is mean by translation? Do you know the meaning of the translation? Okay, the word translation is taken from the Latin language. The word translation is divided into two parts, trans and lation. The lation is otherwise called a latum. The meaning of the trans, it means across, and the meaning of the latum, that is called a lation, it means to carried. Okay, let's be explained. Translation is an art of carrying across boundaries and barriers without losing the material that is carrying over. It means the translation can carried over the barriers and it can only cross the boundaries. That's why we named the word translation. Translation involves the rendering of a source language text, that is called SL text, into the target language, that is called TL, so as to ensure that the surface meaning of the two will be approximately similar and the structure of the SL will be preserved as closely as possible, but not so closely that the TL structures will be seriously destroyed. Translation is a linguistic activity. Actually, it belongs most probably to semantics. Do you know what is meant by semantics? The semantics means the science that studies sign systems or structures, that is called the non-verbal activity. It involves the transfer of meaning contained in one set of language signs into another set of language signs through competent use of the dictionary and grammar. For example, Tamil to English translation. Because each and every language have some set of grammar structure and some set of lingual structure, but with the help of the dictionary and with the help of the grammar we can easily translate one language to another language, that is Tamil to English or English to Tamil. Okay, actually translation theory and practice have lot of systems and lot of theories today. The interest in the theory and practice of translation has grown steadily, and this decade has been proved to be the decades of global expansion. The study of translation is take place alongside an increase in its practice all over the world. Do you know? Today there are countless theories and hundreds of books on translation. Translation has an independent existence of its own. It is not reproduction, but it is a recreation. Translation has now become a new literature or literary tree. As India is a multilingual country, translation gets an added significance in the Indian context. But for translation, the great Indian epics, the Ramayana and Mahabharata and Tirukural and the Gitanjali would have remained inaccessible to many people the world over. So, also it is only because of translation the world has become to know the works of Plato and Aristotle and Socrates. Without translation, we didn't know about the Bible and its values. So we are great gifted to know the translation works. Okay, let's we see about the definitions of the translation. The language that we translate is called source language, that is already I told SL. The language in which we translate is called target language, that is also I already told the shortened form of TL. The great writer Nidius said the TL is otherwise called respitor language. The original text is called source language text. The translated text is called target language text. The target language text is otherwise called respitor language text. It is not easy to define translation exactly. It has become defined directly by different scholars in different places in different points of time. Today we are going to two authors' definitions of the translation. First one, Nidius' definition is translation is a process by means of which a person who knows both the source language and the respitor language decodes the message of source language and encodes in it the most appropriate form of the respitor language. It means if you want to translate source language to target language, we should give the appropriate meaning to the translator. That is the Nidius' views on translation. Next, Roman Jakobson said, translation is the process of transfer from SL to TL, though full equivalence is not possible through translation. Yes, while Nidius says the translations means we should translate the appropriate meaning, but Roman Jacobs said we could not translate the appropriate meaning and appropriate sentences. It is not possible through translation. This is the Roman Jacobs' views on translation. Okay. Roman Jacobs, it's divided into three types of translation works in his article on linguistic aspects of translation. Let's we see the three types of translation. First one is called intralingual translation, that is also otherwise called rewording. Second one is called interlingual translation, that is called translation proper. Third one is called intersemantic translation or transmutation. Okay, let's we see the intralingual translation, that is called rewording. An interpretation of verbal signs by means of other signs in the same language. It means source language and target language that are same. For example, prose rendering of a poem in the same language. If you translate the work Tamil to Tamil, but the genres of different. prose to poem translation. It gives giving the meaning of an old text. Second one, interlingual translation or translation proper. It means an interpretation of verbal signs by means of some other language. For example, Tamil into English or from English to another language. That type of translation is called interlingual translation. The third type of translation is called intersemantic translation. Already we learn about the semantics. Semantics means science of language. That is called semantics. Okay. Let's we see the explanations of the intersemantic translation. An interpretation of verbal signs by means of signs of non-verbal sign system. For example, verbal art into music, dance, cinema, painting. That is called intersemantic translation. If you want to translate any other language works, you can also taking the movie or drama aspects, that is called the intersemantic translation. Of these three types, translation study is concerned with the second type. Example, interlingual translation or translation proper that describes the process for transfer from SL to TL. Next, we are going to see about the Dryden's methods of translation. The Dryden, the famous English poet, was also a great translator. In his book, Preface of Fables and Preface to Ovid's Epistles, he identified the following three types of translations like metaphor, paraphrase, imitation. Metaphor means word for word translation, that is called metaphrase. Paraphrase means sense for sense translation. Next, imitation means abandoning the text of the original as the translator sees fit. Translation is also called literal translation. Literal translation is a kind of translation where word are literally translated. It is a verbally exact reproduction of the original, both literal and syntactically. Literal translation is a word for word translation. It is also called as interlinear translation. The translator searches for the equivalence of all words. It means in literal translation, the first line of the SL is written. Okay, I will give one example for you. He built a house. In the next line, the corresponding TL word, for example, the Tamil word is written under the each SL word. He built a house, that is called SL, source language text. If you translate the sentence, he built a house, in Tamil word, avan kattigiran oru veedu. In the third line, the TL, for example, the Tamil word, are arranged syntactically to make sense. In a proper way, we can translate avan oru veedu kattigiran. The steps followed in literal translation corresponding to Wilton dialect. So whenever you translate the language, we should know about the literal translation. Without translating literal, you cannot translate appropriate meaning of the sentence. So word by word translation, definitely you are making some mistakes. So sentence by sentence translation or literal translation only helps to translate properly. Thank you. Let's we see the another session. Once again, I thank you all.